Hi guys. I'm gonna put you with me. That doesn't make sense, but that's the words coming while I get ready today. I don't know where this reading is going. I know that I'm supposed to pull cards and that they're for myself and that they're also for you guys. So let's see what happens. I also know I'm supposed to start with the Sacred Geometry Oracle deck. Clear in the space. Maybe I'm supposed to play ukulele. I don't know. Let me call in. Okay, let's see if I need this light. See the different settings? I don't know. Let's keep it off. The white balance, the temperature of the light that comes into this room makes everything very pink very often, pink or blue. And it drives me and my photography background bananas. Bananas. I hate it. I hate it. Okay. That's like the really only filter type thing I will do or really ever want to do is to fix the white balance and the temperature. I don't know. I look so, look at me. I look like jaundice. Right. Oh God. Okay. Whatever. All right. We're pulling from this. It's cool, right? It's a cool deck. I also really like the book because it's so large and I'm old. So it's nice to have bigger print. Can't believe that's where I am in my life, but that's where I am in my life. Can't also believe that I made it this far. Okay, I just remembered on my morning walk, I had thought of a new spread. Not fully formed, but maybe it just popped back in my head, so maybe I'm gonna do that. So that, well, maybe I will do it. Ooh, let's see what that is, because I clearly wanted to come out. Wise Friend, 61. I spent time with my wise friend this morning, Frank. His name is Frank. I have several. I spent time with Frank. All right, we'll read that in a second. It's funny because the spread I'm not coming up with it. The spread that's coming through me is kind of like a tree spread. So it's, where am I right now? What is the root cause? What is the root cause of where I am? Where does the universe want me to be? Like the trunk and then the branches. I don't know. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it with these. Okay. What's our current state? Where are we right now? What best sums up where we are right now? Our current state while we're watching this, whenever that is. Metatron's cube, sideways going into the upright, and they do matter for this deck. Okay, what is the root of where we are, of what's causing us to be where we are? What is the root? Expanded Sri Yantra. Don't know what that means. I don't know this deck at all, really. Medicine Wheel. Interesting. Okay. Duality, sideways going into the upright. That makes sense, kind of. Okay. Where does the universe want us to be, to get to? Sacred union. Why? Another sideways one. Again, going into the upright. Divine doorway. Oh, dope. Okay, these are dope. Let's see. On the split is Vesica Pisces. Cool, right? And on the bottom is High Tide. It's a lot of reading, so let me see. Well, I do want to read the split in the bottom. This is very fun and interesting. Okay. Birth portal. That's on the split. Let me just skim through it, okay? Okay. The number 2 becomes creation through the Vesica Pisces. It is the interpenetration of 2 circles or spheres representing 2 holes, and it becomes a birth portal. It is the birthing place where people and ideas join in mutual understanding and common ground. This card asks you to examine the interactions you have with loved ones and colleagues. Are you co-creating as a synergistic expression of shared wisdom and respect? Are you seeing eye to eye? Are you mutually speaking your truth? Then choosing the Vesica Pisces confirms the wholeness of your relationships and honors the potential that comes into being as a result of respect and cooperation. If, on the other hand, the spheres of influence overlap in an off-center configuration, you will likely find yourself dissatisfied and looking elsewhere for completion. If this is the case, the question becomes whether it is possible to realign energies and bring a new sense of balance and cooperation. Take action to bring about this adjustment so all your relationships birth into growth and greater understanding. So it's about like it being present. It's about knowing yourself, being in a state of knowing, being yourself, maintaining that sense, and being present so that you are engaged in what's happening, not thinking about how to respond, right? Not thinking about expectations, standing strong in your truth, but not closed in your truth, right? If it's so right now, oh no, that one's upright, okay. Let's look at the bottom, High Tide. Dynamic action. It's about experiencing nature at a particularly dynamic and exciting moment. You're asked to become aware of the reality of dynamic forces working in your life. You are not powerless in the face of events. You need not wait for the winds of fate to blow you onto the next phase of your life. Learn to utilize the spiral vortices and volcanic eruptions that are part of your emotional experience. That's so funny. I was literally trying to do that on my walk this morning. I was feeling sadness, and I had that moment where I recognized it immediately. When it came up, I saw it, I recognized it, and then I immediately said, how do I transmute this? How do I make this into something not devastating? And I did. I just honored where I was. I didn't try to diffuse it, and I didn't give into it. I just said truths about what I was feeling, and I was remembering something. And it actually really was helpful. It was super helpful. I've been thinking a lot about, like, I have Sagittarius in my chart, in my Jupiter, which rules Sagittarius. And for me, that's like my impulsivity and the way that I get if something feels really good, or I'm like connected to it energetically and like in a heart way and a soul purpose way, or like a good feeling way, I go all in on it. And it's and the path without discernment, you know what I mean? So I've been thinking about like how to temper that energy and transmute it into positive things for myself. You know what I mean? By using your intuition and intention, learn to harness their power to aid you in action toward your dream and life goals. I'm literally also reading right now a book by Carolyn Mace, but it's M-Y-S-S. Mass. I forget how to say her name. But it's not how it sounds. It sounds not how it's read. It's called Awakening the Spirit. Okay. There are times for quiet contemplation and times for dynamic action. Listen carefully to your emotional body and its response to decisions you are making, or to those that seem thrust upon you. If it feels right, it probably is. If not, use your ability to avert disaster and leave or refuse to take part in the event. Above all, trust yourself. Okay, so again, it's about being really present and engaged with yourself, right? In tune with yourself and doing the things to preserve your energetic reserve so you have overflow and so you have space to hold space. That all makes sense for me. That is where I am. Okay, so where I am, what came up, and where we are is 41, Metatron's cube. Why are you sideways, Metatron's cube? Community. The geometry of this card is the place at which female and male energies join to create something entirely new. By beginning with the 13 female circles from the fruit of life and connecting every center with straight male lines, a shape known as Metatron's cube appears. View this image as a three-dimensional configuration. Within the shape, concentrate on the lines and see if you can find each of the 5 platonic solids or cosmic volumes. You can see then how the joining of male and female energies creates substance and form. If you choose this card, you are asked to see how substance and form are working in your life and to view them as aspects of male and female cooperation. Allow this card to represent a time of balancing the yin and yang of your inner life to promote harmony and creativity. This may be your own male and female aspects seen as offering creative solutions to challenges or projects. You will more easily connect with the substance of your inquiry. So it's definitely about relationship, right? And how we show up. And how we view ourselves. You will more easily connect with this. What form does the outcome take? Metatron's cube is a metaphor for all problem solving. This one doesn't have a reverse, not only in third dimensional reality, but in other dimensions. This card may also represent the relationship you have with others and how by joining through substantive action, you form community. Community brings together disparate aspects of humanity, and when held in balance, it creates a cohesive whole. Do you feel part of a community? Are the contributions you are making giving life and form, peace and substance, justice and freedom to the community as a whole? I mean, yes, that's what these are for me, right? And the things I share, a lot of the things, 50% of things I share on my Instagram stories are things that I think other people it'll resonate with. And I resonate with it at some level. And a lot of times it's stuff from my past that I have worked on and worked through. But you just get that feeling and you're like, share this. The other 50% is things for myself first, you know what I mean? Okay. Definitely balancing my masculine and feminine. My feminine is very strong. My masculine is also strong, but it's what gets thrown to the wayside. Historically it has in conflict, or like in conflict or in abusive situations that I don't even know are abusive. You know what I mean? Now I do. I'm not saying I know all of them now, but I'm way better at figuring them out. Thanks to all the people who caused me so much pain. Hey. Thank you, though. For real. I'm at a different level of my life. And I recognize now there are certain people that in order for me to interact with them, I have to lower myself vibrationally to meet them where they are. And I'm not doing that anymore, you know? It's hard. That could be hard, but I'm not doing it. Okay. So maybe y'all are there too, or maybe that's the step where y'all are getting to. I feel like, at least for me, community-wise, I need a lot of solitude. Clearly, anyone who knows me knows this. I spend like 100% of my time alone, but I need 80 to 90% alone time. For reals. I don't know. I think it's somewhere probably between 70 and 90%, and it fluctuates. 65 is what it's saying in my head. If you guys resonate with any of that stuff that I'm talking about, I would love to hear where you are, how it resonates in the comments, because this was, for myself, but also clearly for the community. So a dialogue would be cool to have if it sparks anything for you guys. No worries either way. Okay, so the root cause of where we all are right now is duality. Number 6, which is the Lovers. This is very much a lot of love, romantic relationship in here, especially with the things that popped up that didn't come out. I don't remember what those were, and I don't know them well enough. I don't know them at all to say. Tarot, yes. Oracle cards, no. Some of them, yes, but there's so many, and I have so many decks. Polarity, separation. Separation from the natural world and our own nature has been the guiding force of civilization for a very long time. Yes, polarity and division have manifested as dichotomy, prejudice, opposition. This pretense of otherness and separation has left modern humans disconnected from themselves and has left many with constant tension, fear, and hopelessness. I literally just said yesterday to one of my best friends, I was over at his house briefly. We were having a chat about stuff going on for him, and I said we literally all breathe the same air. Where all of us are breathing the same air. How can we be separate? How is there separateness if we're all breathing the same air? You know what I'm saying? That's the first sticker I ever made back in 98 or 99. It said, how can we be separate if we all breathe the same air? I think that's what it said. Anyway, this card speaks to understanding and releasing feelings of separation, grief, or fear. There are times in our lives when feelings of separateness and isolation overwhelm our sense of serenity and wholeness. Yeah, for real. This is very 5 of Pentacles. Feeling for me, my root is abandonment. Early, from always. There was major parts of my upbringing where I was completely abandoned and neglected, and they're literally from infancy. And I'm not alone. Clearly you all have yours, or you wouldn't be here right now watching this. And that is the thing for me still. That's where the root of all the fear comes from. It's not as big, it's not as wide, it's not as broad anymore. I have done so much work that I'm able to identify a lot of different areas. And I'm on my last boss. You know what I mean? As far as that, getting over it and being in the confidence part of myself. Where I'm not even questioning it, and where when I come into a conflict, I might still be triggered, or I might recognize the trigger, but I'm not going to feel it inside my body anymore. I'm not going to take that energy in anymore. I'm not accepting it. And that's what I'm working on. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay. a place for grief exists in the healing process, so long as we understand that it is part of the movement toward healing and it does not become a stuck place of pain and suffering. I want to just say, don't confuse it. If you have something that somebody betrayed you and there's a lot you don't know. I have beat myself up about how many years it's taking me to heal from my last relationship, which was over 3 years ago since we've been broken up. But what I've come to realize is that when you don't have closure and someone betrayed you in the way that I was betrayed, and the way that probably a lot of you were, when someone acts completely different to who they showed up as because they were pretending, it takes a long time because you're putting all the pieces together. So there's still, as long as there's still things to discover, it prolongs the healing because it has to, right? You know what I mean? So just keep that in mind if you're going through a similar thing. Let the time, try not to beat yourself up about how long it's taking. If it's still taking long, there's still things to heal and still things to uncover or discover or recover about yourself, right? Okay. Quantum physics, in confirmation of ancient philosophies, provides proof that we are not separate and alone, but connected physically and energetically to everything in the universe. The Duality Card asks you to see separation and how it is affecting your life, and then to rediscover within yourself the joy and connectedness that is the true nature of reality. This one has no reversed either. Cool. Okay, so where the universe wants us to go is Divine Doorway, which was sideways too, but we'll see. Because some of them do have a reversed. Oh, 5 is right before the 6 of duality. Huh. Inner vision. This does have a reversed. And it's saying that your intuition and inner vision is blocked. Go into meditation and try to identify the obstruction. Then by your intention, move it out of the way or blast it into a million pieces and walk right through the doorway. So there's a visualization. There's some kind of active process that you, if you're coming to this, and myself, need to do to cut off energies and cut off behaviors. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't think just awareness is enough. We have to be aware, and then we have to, you know what I'm saying? Okay, doorways and portals make it possible to access other dimensions. Yeah, what are your doorways? What are your portals? You know what I mean? Weed is one for me. Sleeping is one. Meditation is one. Walking or running, dancing is one. Doing dishes could be one. Cleaning can be one. Anything rhythmic that I know to a certain degree, so that my part of my brain, one third of my brain can stay, and then the other 2/3 are open. You know what I'm saying? Beneath the color scheme of this painting lies a sacred number matrix borrowed from the calendar of the ancient Maya. The water lilies represent your potential for enlightenment. The angelic figure is offered as guardian and guide as you move through this doorway into realms you have yet to discover. This card invites you to contemplate a doorway to your divine center. This doorway will lead past the constraints of third-dimensional reality to a place of truth within. Ask your guides and teachers to assist you in moving to a quiet place where you will be ready to receive exactly. I have been asking for this. So this, you know what, I'm going to do it right after I've done this. If I don't go for another walk, I'm going to go meditate right now. Yep. Oh, I was going to take an Epsom salt bath. That's another one. I'll do that and then meditate there. Listen to the voice of your intuition. Pay attention to any images or messages you receive, no matter how cryptic or obscure they may seem. Note them in your journal and continue to observe how they feel in your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies as you return to this reality. This is an access point to other dimensions. Respectfully acknowledge the gifts of inner sight. So that is what the universe wants all of us who are watching this and resonate with this to do. We are, it's magic makers. It's magic making time for all of us light workers. Okay? If you're coming here, you're a light worker, whether you recognize it or not. Well, there you go. I don't need to pull anything else. That was super dope. Thank you all for sharing your energy with me to compel me to do a reading and to record it. Okay. I hope that this helped you guys too. And I would love to know what comes up for you in your meditations, or anything you want to share in the comments. Feel free to. Okay. Until well, monthlies are coming up March 1st. March 1st to the 7th, I will have monthly readings for every zodiac sign from Aries to Pisces. And I break them down week by week. 1, 2, 3, 4. How's it end? How's it start? How's it start? How's it end for each one? And then an overall at the end. Okay, so I will see you then if I don't see you before then. Bye.